when I became responsible for my own happiness and allowed myself to have the permission to even do that. Like, okay, wait, I have permission to find out what makes me happy and act on it and pour all my energy into myself. It's so empowering. And I do model how to be happy. Another thing I've had to work on, Hunter, is emotional regulation. Like I ask of my son who struggles with emotional dysregulation to regulate yourself. Well, I actually had to learn how to regulate myself.
What emotions were arising for you and how did you learn to regulate them?
Yes, I did everything. I mean, first I had to start with my own therapist. I worked with
Mhm.
someone regularly all the time. And I think the big thing for me is just practicing mindfulness.
Mhm.
Mindfulness every day. I mean, that's a practice. Being aware, taking pause. For me, so much of self care requires processing my feelings, learning how to feel. I mean, I really still am on this journey of relearning how to feel
Mm.
so that I can be a better parent, and model that. But I just do a lot of work on myself still. I practice yoga. I meditate. I rest a lot. I mean, I'm kind of like a 1 year old where I need like a 2 o'clock nap. I'm not even kidding, because I have my own autoimmune. So I feel like ultimately where the shift is I stopped fixing all of their stuff and took all my energy and put it back in myself.
Mm. Now, I'm imagining that for a parent of like a neuroatypical kid, a kid
Yeah.
who's struggling with a lot of different challenges, whether it's, I know parents in the membership with kids with ADHD and all kinds of different kids, RAD, all kinds of stuff. And there's probably, I imagine, a tendency for parents to really lose themselves in taking care of their kids because the challenges are so much greater, right? So their kids need
Hmm.
greater resources. Your kids needed greater
Yeah.
resources. With all of that happening, and you're saying like, I had to give myself permission to 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 take care of myself. How did you, did you, how did you give yourself that permission? I mean, I'm just curious because I know there are parents of kids like that listening to this and who are feel terrible and feel guilty and won't, may not be able to choose yet to give themselves the support they need in the different areas like you talked about. So,
Right.
how did you give yourself that permission?
I was so desperate to help my children. So when my daughter is, I'm desperate to help my child. I have kids that are sick and clinically depressed. I mean, like diagnosis of mental illness. I so badly, I'll do anything to help them. And when the therapist turned it upside down and it was like, then you need to be happy. Well, then I'm going to do it. And that's how I got there because that's how much we love our children, right? That we want to see our children thrive. We want to see our children be okay and know that they're going to grow up to be adults that can be okay, right? Then we'll do anything. And when it comes back to me, then okay, Liza, then you have to be happy. That's what it's going to take, and you have to model this. Then I'm going to do it. So that was the permission slip to
Mm.
start working on myself because my daughter told me that that's what it took for her to be happy.
Catch new episodes of the Mindful Mama podcast and other free resources, including the Mindful Mom Guide at mindfulmamamentor.com. You can listen to every back catalog episode, including interviews with Dr. Dan Siegel, Ianla Van Zant, Sharon Salzberg, and get meditations, join our private Facebook group, and more. Go to mindfulmamamentor.com now. I'll see you there.